Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of John Can, You Can. What I have here for you today is called a Brophy Jack. B-R-O-P-H-Y Jack. And as you can see, it has a hand crank ready to use with a cable that's on a pulley and on a pole with a tripod bottom that has one adjustable leg. So if I move this one leg, you'll see that it moves, swings, so you can kind of get it into position. Okay, what's good about this thing? It's great for your trailers, whether you have a regular camper that has one of those lips that hang over your truck, or you have a Rover King that I have here, and you added this accessory bar on the bottom here made of tubular steel. This is a 3 by 2 by 1 inch here, and this is 2 by 3 inch here, 2 inch by 3 inch here. Okay, and I put a little reflector on there because it sticks out but not past my wheel flange, which is on my truck, right? It's not any wider than the truck. However, what's nice is having this on, if you do have a Rover King or know someone that does, you may want to share this with them, because instead of putting on the jacks every single time, and I mean every single time, right? They got to come on and off, on and off, on and off. You can have them weld up this bar. And if you do this, you can leave it on permanently, and then you can just lift it with these Brophy jacks. What's cool about that? You only need 2 of them. What else is cool? You're not taking 4 legs on and off and adjusting 4 legs on and off. These things are definitely the way to go. And each one, this is a I think what I have for this one is a 1,500 pound per jack line, so it's 3,000 pounds together because you're putting one on each side. And this is the rail that goes in the jack. It's about 24 inches long roughly, and I just lined it with a piece of rubber on the bottom and 2 little rubber tabs on the side here. That's just a razor blade I have right there. But this is angle iron. This thing sticks out about 4 inches from its base. What's good about that is 4 plus 9 and 1 is 10. 10 inches is 13 or 14 inches. So you'll notice that your jack, when you put on your legs for your jack, it's probably about 14 inches. So this is quicker. It's sturdy as can be. It's fast to go up and down, and you're not taking the jacks on and off. This is always on. You put on the jacks, they're easy to slip under. I'll even tell you where the balance point is. The balance point for mine, because I have some extra stuff in it, is right here at the seam. So right below here and going this way, the 24 inches is the balance point. It's usually somewhere around the back tire anyway, because that's how they're designed, most campers, so that you have the balance point over the wheel. So rear wheel. So this is a pretty cool setup, easy to do. And when I'm using it, I've used it now for 3 months or 4 months, and I've been on at least 15 or 16 adventures already, and it works really well. And you only need 2 of them. They're under $1,000 for the 2 for the pair. I can't remember. If you go to etrailer.com, or you can find them on other vendors, but etrailer.com sells them, and they get pretty quick to your location. And the base slides off, so you can just take the base off by lifting the pole, and then you just have a pole you can lean against the wall, or you can just spin the leg in. If you took this leg right here and you turned it all the way in, it makes it a shorter distance, right, to put it up against the wall. But I just leave mine at the back of the garage so that I can just put them on, lift them up, take them out in the street, put them right on, and everything's great. It's at least 4 times faster than putting on the jacks and then having to put on extra pieces on the bottom of the jack, because if you have a 2-inch or 2.5-inch lift and you have 35-inch tires, the base of your car is, at least on a Jeep Gladiator, is like 38 inches, which turns out really to be almost 40, and then 40 inches off the ground. And if you're using the regular jacks that come with the Rover King, you have to put a stack of blocks underneath and then more. So you have to have at least, let's see, that's 3, 4.5, 5. I got about a 6-inch extra blocks that I have to stick under each wheel to get it high enough to jack. So many things. This is so much faster. It's way more efficient. It's stronger, and it's real sturdy. So anyway, you can use this or not. It's easy to crank up and it's easy to crank down. It locks in both positions. So as you're going up, it locks so that you can go reverse. It's got a forward and reverse off the cable. And you can see the cable here on the jack. You can see it's not a tiny jack. And I think it even says what the poundage is for each one. There, excuse me, 1,400 pounds each. So I don't know if you can read it. If you can, that's great. You can see it, 1,400 pounds for each one. Your Rover King doesn't weigh that much, but I recommend getting these. One, because they're taller, and it'll go all the way up to almost the stopping point, about right here if your car's lifted. But at least you don't have to put anything underneath, and it gets the job done. So I would recommend getting a pair of these. But if you don't, hey, do it the other way. But remember, these screws are not going to last forever, and you're going to end up having these bolts. You keep taking them on and off, on and off, on and off. They're going to get worn, and so is the internal threading on the piece that's permanently attached to your Rover King. So I thought about that after I did it 3 times. I said, no more, no more. So I took the accessory plate that came with it. It's made of metal, and I had it welded on here onto this tube. You can even use your old jacks and you could even cut off that piece and use it, but I didn't. I just used another pair because I still have my jacks. I could have done that. I could have taken the jacks and just left them on there and have a guy come over and just weld the one bar on after if you have a cut off grinder that can cut off this extension, and then all you would have had to have done is have a guy come down and weld this back piece on. But again, it would be permanent. You could take it off and on every time, but that's the same problem. So I just leave it on. And then of course I added these for the canopy that I put on. So when this thing's up, and I tell you in another video, it's 8 feet tall or 8.5 feet tall above me, and it makes a great place to hook the canopy to the back and on the side. So I have a 270-degree canopy I can put on my Rover King. And then last but not least is the screen. I have a screen I put on here, but the door would have to remain open. But that keeps the flies out. If it's cool enough, then just leave the door open and you can put a screen on like this. And you can get the pieces at Home Depot and just cut them to size. This is a really quick thing. It took me the painting took longer than it did to put together the screen, if that's any idea, because you have to wait for paint to dry and you have to paint it a bunch of times. But I made it black. So I just had an extra keychain that has a little clip on the other side. So if I do this, I take it and I pull it, boom, pops right off. Look at that. So anyway, I don't want to take it all the way off because it doesn't make any sense. I don't have to. But what a great fit, huh? Look at that fit. And it's good because, again, it keeps the flies and bugs out, but it comes on and off easy because the bottom has spring clips on it. You can't see them, but they are there. And that thing fits really, really well. So you can't shut the door with it. Again, it's just to keep the bugs out, and it's to keep high ventilation. If you have a breeze, a lot more fun looking out than having the door closed. And if the dog has to be inside at night and you don't want to lock everything up, you can have a screen on it, and you can change the screen facing. It doesn't have to be screen. It could be a mesh, a 1/8 inch by 1/8 inch steel mesh could go on that frame. Anything, you know, just think of how you want it done, or halfway up, whatever. So there you go. Long video, but a lot of cool information. Have a great day, everybody. Again, the Brophy Jack. I really like this jack, or set of jacks, the pair. And behind it is my Cuculio refrigerator. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I got a cap on the hole there, but that thing works really well too. Really happy there. I have another video of that. All right, everybody, adventure on. Have a great day, and have a really fun time enjoying the outdoors.